U.S. Supreme Court on Friday agreed to hear a Louisiana law which is being challenged by abortion providers for a few different reasons. So you've seen recently in the news over the past several months that there have been multiple states that have passed laws which place certain restrictions upon abortion. Some of them are based on the time frame. They say past a certain number of weeks or months, you cannot have an abortion. Some of them are based upon other factors. For example, this one requires that doctors who perform abortions have a so-called, this is what the article says, this is from Reuters. Now you notice this is supposed to be journalism. Reuters and the AP and everything are supposed to be the neutral ones. They're just reporting the facts. They're just journalists. So it says the law includes a requirement that doctors who perform abortions have a difficult to obtain arrangement called admitting privileges at a hospital within 30 miles of the abortion clinic. Okay, so admitting privileges are basically, and again, I'm not a doctor or anything like this, but admitting privileges are basically the ability or the privilege of a doctor to be able to admit patients to a hospital. So, for example, if a normal doctor, somebody, a general practitioner or something like this, they might have admitting privileges at a hospital where if somebody comes to them, they can, and they have a problem or they need a diagnosis or some kind of emergency, that doctor can admit the person into the hospital to have certain things done. Now, again, that's a very, very broad overview. It's generally accurate, but it's very broad. Now, they say that this is very difficult to obtain. It's very hard to get. So the Shreveport-based Hope Medical Group, it's very interesting that it's Hope Medical Group and they're killing babies. It's not very hopeful just to murder innocent babies. Anyway, it's just these little mind tricks. It's these sick, little disgusting language mind tricks that they use. Oh, we're Hope Medical Group. We're here to help you. We're here to give you hope by killing babies. They want you to associate hope with murder. That's the way to, we got to hope, we got to make things hopeful by getting rid of people, by getting rid of babies, innocent babies. It's the same thing with climate control and population control and all of these other evil machinations of the satanic left. Anyway, back to the topic. So, the Shreveport-based Hope Medical Group said that implementation of the law would prompt the closure of 2 of the state's 3 abortion clinics. Oh no, it's going to cut our abortions in half by 2/3. That's so bad. Now, of course, they care because number 1, they just like killing babies. Number 2, they make money off of killing babies. So of course they have an interest in not closing these down. So, like I mentioned before, you've seen the laws in Georgia pass. There are multiple laws in multiple different states. Even in Texas, there were laws restricting abortion, which were actually repealed. The Supreme Court actually struck it down and said that Texas can't do this. This was back a couple years ago. And so you have these laws which are increasingly getting through the state legislatures in the country, and eventually they will all be going to the Supreme Court. This one is going to the Supreme Court. I'm not sure exactly when this will be heard and appealed by the Supreme Court, but they agreed to do it on Friday today. So that is a victory in its own right. There is a victory within the very fact that this is getting to the Supreme Court. These laws are not an end in themselves. Yes, it's good to restrict abortion. And again, it's so nasty. It's so evil. It's so satanic, Luciferian, the way that they manipulate language like this. They talk about, because we believe in constitutional rights, So they say, well, this may be struck down because it could inhibit a woman's constitutional right to choose to have an abortion or to women's health care. And it's just evil because it's not about constitutional rights. It's about murdering babies. And I know that I've said that a lot in this video already, but we can't forget. We need to not just, yes, be pro-life, but also be anti-murdering babies. We can't just, yes, we want to pray for them. We want to pray for the babies. We want to pray for the mothers. We want to support organizations that help mothers who are in a place where they might be considering this. We want to help that. But we have to make sure that we are calling out the evil, disgusting, satanic liberals and even, so-called Republican, whatever they want to call themselves, the so-called Republicans that want to kill babies too. We have to make sure that we're calling them out for what they are, and it's murders and it's accomplices to murders. We have to make sure that we're calling them out for what they are. Anyway, so yes, it's good. For example, if we say past the first trimester, you're not going to kill a baby. That's good. That's good because that already restricts, some people will not be able to get abortions, and that's good. But these are not an end in themselves. The end that we want is to not have abortion legal in this country at all under any circumstances ever. So because of that, these laws are not just a step towards that, because right now we couldn't just pass a law, no matter how many incremental steps we take towards it. We can't just pass a law saying no abortion in Texas, because that won't stand. What has to happen is laws like this one, the one here in Louisiana that we're talking about, the one in Georgia, the one in these other states. These laws have to be heard by the Supreme Court. And what will happen if things go right, and I don't just mean like if things go right for us, I mean if things go in the actual logical way that they should, the moral way, the logical way, in reality, then what'll happen is that the Supreme Court will say, at the very worst for us, what they would say is the states have a right to decide how they want to regulate abortion. And at that point, Roe versus Wade is overturned, and states can start outlawing abortion, which is very good. The best case scenario, obviously, is that they say, oh yeah, it's it would never go this far. It just wouldn't go this far. But they could say, oh yeah, Roe versus Wade is completely unconstitutional. Killing babies is wrong. We're not going to do that anymore. It's now illegal. That's not going to happen. So the best case scenario, the most realistic scenario, is that they give it up to the states' rights and they allow the states to choose whether abortion is allowed or not. Now, obviously, that's not as good as we want it. We want to get rid of abortion completely throughout the entire United States. At the moment, we don't know how realistic that is, but all of this depends on the judges, the justices rather, the court actually doing the right thing. And that means that we have to continue to spread public awareness, because the court can get away, if the public supports abortion, the court can kind of get away with doing the wrong thing and saying, yeah, abortion's okay. We have to continue to expose the fact that leftists and rhino Republicans are baby murderers, and that in a sense, this, whether they know it or not, this is a sick kind of devotional sacrifice to Satan or Moloch or whatever, idol or demonic false god that they worship. And they do that. They do that. Don't let anybody tell you different. Some of them do it literally. Some of them do it just in the way they live their life, but that's what they do. So this is a good step here for America. This is a good step in the right direction for innocent unborn babies. We've got to keep up the fight. We've got to write your public officials, write senators, state legislators, everybody, write them all. Tell them to start doing these things. Support anti-abortion bills in your area. We've got to get more and more and more of these up to the Supreme Court so that we can overturn Roe versus Wade. It's imperative that we do this. My name is Jake Lloyd, reporting for NewsWars.com.
Maximize your potential and take your body back with Super Male Vitality. We're breaking the conditioning and fighting back against the globalists' war on male vitality. Our ultimate non-GMO formula is sourced from powerful organic herbs that have been gathered from around the world and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. InfoWars Life wants to bring you the highest quality products. Our unique combination of ingredients is designed to assist the body in regulating proper balance and creating superior vitality in males. Support your body and mind and take yourself to the next level. Boost your vitality and energize your life. Take control of your body. Grab a bottle of Super Male Vitality today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com.